Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2015 format. On one side, we've got the Archie's Blastoise deck, as used by Jacob Van Wagner, the Masters Division World Champion, going up against the Primal Groudon deck, as used by the Junior Division runner-up, Alejandro Guzman. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account, at Holland_Phantom, so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Blastoise side, we've got Keldeo EX as the active Pokemon, and on the Groudon side, we've got Bunnelby as the active Pokemon. The Groudon side is going first, playing two Robo substitutes to the bench as basic Pokemon, and the supporter for the turn is going to be Korrina, searching the deck for a fighting-type Pokemon and an item card. The Pokemon is going to be Groudon EX, and the item is going to be the Professor's Letter. Then we see Groudon coming down onto the bench, and the player also activates the Professor's Letter, searching the deck for up to two basic energy cards to add to their hand. So there we see a Fighting Energy, and there's the second one. So we will be seeing an energy attachment coming down this turn. The Groudon is going to be the main attacker of the deck, and unfortunately it looks like the player opened up with the Bunnelby, which is pretty much a dead card in this matchup. Okay, that's going to be it for the turn. Turn passes over to the Blastoise side. Let's see what they can do. Starting off by using Battle Compressor, searching their deck for up to 3 cards to send immediately to the discard pile. There we see a Blastoise, Archie's Ace in the Hole, and the third card is going to be Execute. Like I said, all 3 cards are going straight into the discard pile as part of the deck's strategy. Next, the player attaches a Floatstone to the Keldeo, giving it a free retreat cost. And the next card played is going to be an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards from their hand to search the deck for any Pokemon. Let's see what they're going to be choosing. Okay, they're going to be getting a second Execute. This one coming into the hand. The player's going to be trying to thin out as many cards out of their hand as possible. The next card play is going to be Computer Search, discarding 2 more cards from the hand to search the deck for any one card. And if they play their combo right, this card should be either the Archie's Ace in the Hole or a Versus Seeker to get it out of the discard pile. Yes, it is a Versus Seeker. If they have no cards left in their hand, they can play Archie's Ace in the Hole. Yes, they got the combo off in the very first turn of the game. If they have no other cards in hand, they can play Archie's Ace in the Hole to pick up any water Pokemon from the discard pile to put onto their bench. So they chose their Blastoise, and now the player also gets to draw 5 cards. A really good combo on the very first turn of the game. The next Pokemon play is going to be a Mewtwo EX. And now Blastoise's ability activates Deluge, attaching 2 water energy onto the active Keldeo. Oh, if they just had 1 more energy, they could have knocked out this Bunnelby, but it looks like that's all they had. Still, really good turn. On the Groudon side, a second energy comes down into the Groudon, and the player activates a second Korrina, searching the deck for another fighting-type Pokemon and another item. This time it's going to be the Primal Groudon, the evolution, and the item is going to be the Hard Charm. There we see the deck coming back down. The Hard Charm is equipped to the Groudon, and it evolves into Primal Groudon, which automatically ends the player's turn. Which is just as well, because Groudon does need at least 4 energy to start attacking, so it needs 2 more turns to be powered up. On the Blastoise side, a third energy comes down into Keldeo, so it's going to be able to use its Secret Sword attack. But first, the player is searching their discard pile for Execute. I believe they had 2 of them in there. Yeah, there's the second one. Both Execute activate their abilities, Propagation, letting the player add them to their hand from their discard pile. And now they're going to be using Ultra Ball, discarding both of those Execute, to search the deck for any other Pokemon they want. So with both Execute recycling themselves from the discard pile, they basically got a free Ultra Ball out of it. The Pokemon chosen is going to be Jirachi EX, activating its ability Stellar Guidance, letting the player search their deck for any supporter to add to their hand. And the one chosen is going to be Professor Juniper. Let's see if they're going to be playing it this turn. Not yet. First, we're going to be activating their Stadium, Rough Seas, and there's the Juniper, discarding the rest of their hand to draw 7 brand new cards. It is a predecessor to the current format, Professor's Research. And no other cards are played. There's the attack. Secret Sword, taking a one-hit KO against Bunnelby, and Blastoise takes the first prize of the game. On the Groudon side, the player promotes one of their Robo substitutes. As like I said, it does count as a basic Pokemon with 30 HP, but if it gets knocked out, the opponent takes no prizes, so it's a good way to stall. The player put a Wobbuffet down into the bench, and they're activating a third Corina. This time to search out another Groudon, and the item is going to be Computer Search. The Primal Groudon just needs one more energy to start attacking. Okay, there we see the new Groudon EX coming down. Now the player activates Computer Search, discarding 2 cards from their hand to search their deck for anything they want. There's the chosen card. They don't have to show their opponent what it is. And that's going to be it. No other cards are played. They're saving their new card for next turn. And now on the Blastoise side, the player activates Acrobike. Looking at the top 2 cards of the deck, they choose to keep one of those cards in their hand, and then they discard the second one. Next, the player activates Trainer's Mail to look at the top 4 cards of the deck this time. They can choose one trainer card found there to add to their hand, and shuffle the other 3 cards back into the deck. And the trainer that is chosen is going to be the Battle Compressor, to discard a couple more cards out of the deck. Though admittedly, they don't need anything else, but they can use this Battle Compressor to just thin out the deck for any cards they might not be using in this matchup. Okay, there we see the other Archie's Ace in the Hole. They don't need that anymore. And a Wailord EX. They definitely don't need that for this game. What else are they going to be discarding? Actually, no, that's it. Just discarding 2 cards. Any more energy coming down this turn? Yes, there we see the Blastoise ability activating again, attaching 3 water energy, this time onto the Mewtwo EX to power up its X-Ball attack. Next, Mewtwo gets its own item, Muscle Band, increasing its attack power by 20 points. And there's the attack. Secret Sword, knocking out the Robo substitute, but again, the player does not take any prizes for this knockout. Okay, on the Groudon side, the player activates Professor Juniper to discard their hand and draw 7 brand new cards. Let's see if they get the fighting energy for the Groudon. Not yet, but they do have Wobbuffet to put onto the bench, and next they activate Startling Megaphone to discard both tool cards from the opponent's side. Next card played is going to be an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards from their hand to search their deck for any Pokemon. It's going to be a second Primal Groudon. And it looks like they don't have that 4th energy just yet. They didn't get it off the Juniper. No, they didn't. There goes the Primal Groudon coming into play, which automatically ends the player's turn. On the Blastoise side, they didn't play any cards, going straight for the attack, taking another KO on the Robo Substitute. And now Primal Groudon finally comes into play. Did they get the energy? Oh, first they play their Stadium Shrine of Memories to replace the opponent's Rough Seas. And they're playing another Juniper. It looks like they didn't have the energy in hand. Hopefully they get it off these next 7 cards. Did they get it? Yes, they did. Primal Groudon can finally start attacking. There's the attack. Gaia Volcano. Heading for 100 damage, plus 100 more if there's a Stadium card in play. The Stadium is discarded, but it did hit Keldeo for 200 damage, taking an easy one-hit KO and taking 2 prizes. So now Primal Groudon is in the lead. On the Blastoise side, Mewtwo EX comes up as a new active Pokemon. And the player activates another Trainer's Mail, looking at the top 4 cards of their deck and choosing a trainer card. They're going to be choosing the Superior Energy Retrieval to add to their hand. So they can use this card to get back those 3 energy cards that were discarded with the Keldeo to power up this Mewtwo. Is that going to be the play? Let's take a look. Okay, looks like they're searching for the Execute again. Okay, they do have 4 water energy for the Superior Energy Retrieval. Yeah. Both Execute are coming back into the hand. There's the Superior Energy Retrieval, discarding the Execute, and getting all 4 water energy back. Is that going to be enough energy to knock out this Groudon? X-Ball hits for 20 damage times the number of energy cards on both active Pokemon. So currently there's 7 of them, hitting for 140 damage. So Mewtwo needs 5 more energy to start taking knockouts. Actually 6 more energy because the Hard Charm protects Groudon. They're not attaching the energy just yet. They're using Ultra Ball to get a Keldeo out of the deck this time. So is the energy going to come down to the Mewtwo or the Keldeo? Okay, there's Deluge activating, and it's coming down onto... I don't know. Okay, there it is. Took a while. The 4 energy come down onto the Keldeo. So it looks like the player did not have enough energy to take the one-hit KO against Groudon. So it hits for 100 damage, sorry, 120 damage with X-Ball. And on the Groudon side, the player attaches a strong energy to their benched Primal Groudon. They didn't have a Stadium to increase the attack power, so Gaia Volcano only hits for 100 damage. Okay, on the Blastoise side, they activate another Acro Bike. Looking at the top 2 cards, discarding one and keeping the other one in hand. And there's the attack. X-Ball does take the KO this time. And Blastoise takes 2 more prizes. Once again taking the lead. The prize count is now 3 against 4. On the Groudon side, the Wobbuffet comes up as a new active Pokemon. Groudon gets a second strong energy attached. And the player activates a Mega Turbo, getting a discarded fighting energy to put onto Groudon. It just needs 1 more energy. If the player has a second Mega Turbo, they can fully power up this Groudon. But first they're going to be using the supporter end. Both players shuffle away their hands. And the Blastoise side is going to be drawing 3 cards, while Groudon gets to draw 4. There's the cards being drawn. So they need the Mega Turbo and a way to get this Wobbuffet out of the active spot. No, but they didn't have it. On the Blastoise side, the player is going to be retreating the Mewtwo by discarding 2 water energy to promote Keldeo. Normally Keldeo could just rush in with its ability, but Wobbuffet negates all abilities with its Barricade ability. Secret Sword was declared, taking a 1-hit KO against Wobbuffet, and now Blastoise is down to just 2 more prizes. Groudon comes up, and the player activates Teammates, letting them search their deck for any 2 cards they want to add to their hand. It's a really powerful supporter, but it can only be used if one of their Pokemon was knocked out during the previous turn. There's the 2 cards being chosen, so they must have the final energy. Yeah, they do. There's a second fighting energy coming down, followed by a fighting Stadium, and there's the attack. Gaia Volcano, discarding the Stadium card, hitting for 200 damage, and taking another 1-hit KO against Keldeo. And now both sides are tied at 2 prizes remaining apiece. Mewtwo comes up active, and Blastoise activates Deluge, attaching 2 water energy onto this Mewtwo. So there's 7 energy in play. X-Ball is hitting for 140 damage. Mewtwo just needs 5 more energy to take a 1-hit KO against this Groudon and win the game. Does the player have it? Okay, looks like they're going to be getting at least 4 energies back with the Superior Energy Retrieval, bringing the attack damage up to 220. They just need 1 more energy. Do they have the final energy in hand? If they do, they win this game. Okay, there's the Deluge. And it's... oh, it's just 4 energy! No, they just need 1 more energy. Do they have it? They're just rearranging their energy. Yeah, that's 7. And yeah, they do! They have a second Superior Energy Retrieval to get back the rest of the energy that they need from the discard pile. 2 more energy come down, boosting the attack power of X-Ball to 260 to take an easy 1-hit KO. There's the attack declared. X-Ball to take the final 2 prizes, and there's the handshake. Blastoise is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.